How does dating enhance your marriage?
I'm Alema.
I'm G, and this is Manuia Marriage.
Thanks for joining us again for part 2 of our marriage series, Dating.
As we move forward with the next 10 years of our marriage, we were blessed with 5 children in 10 years. And so as Alema was busy kind of holding us down financially, I was at home with the kids. And so dating wasn't a huge priority with nursing and getting kids showered, getting a shower myself. So it was tough to even think about having energy to date.
And one of those things we wanted to point out is that our marriage is worth investing in. And so if that's the case, then dating needs to be a big part of that too. Have you ever not paid your electricity bill? I don't think I've ever missed an electricity bill. Because
not intentionally.
Right. But sometimes we push low on the priority list our marriage and dating activities.
I know many mothers are in charge of the budgets, right? And they're kind of seeing where all the activities need funds, and so they put maybe dating or even themselves low on the priority list, and that's where your marriage can fall short.
That's right. And you'll be very justified giving reasons as to why the kids need this, that, the family needs this and that, and to put marriage low on that budget list. But I'm here to tell you, just like you would put your electricity bill on its own line item and it always gets paid, that you put a line item just for dating, and that stays in place.
Yes, I remember reading some study where it says, to raise a child, it's like $233,000 for their entire, well, not their entire life, but maybe until they're 18. So with that, it kind of puts, how much you spend on your marriage in perspective. You have a budget and you're going to spend money on electricity, on rent, on gas, on food. Why would we not spend something on a priority that is most precious to us? And so when he said, would you not pay the electricity bill? What he was saying was, do we not value our marriage enough to set aside the funds to strengthen it?
Sure.
Even though weekly dates were very important, having 5 kids, trying to find a sitter, trying to make arrangements was kind of tough for us. And so we actually decided that we would do yearly retreats. We were fortunate that Alema was working for the airlines at that time, and so that meant we could fly. And so we would take probably 3 or 4 days a year to get away. And this really was like a date on steroids. It was a time that we could slow down, tend to ourselves and tend to each other as we connected and regrouped for the upcoming year.
There was a purpose to our retreats. Our goal was to come away, our cups filled, feeling inspired, feeling even more connected to our goals, ready to push even harder and push together.
I agree. There's something about getting a good nap that can make all the difference in the world. And as a mom of 5 children, I was so grateful for the time just to take a nice shower, to, put on some makeup, to even put on an outfit to go out. And so I really appreciated the time that we took for each other.
So we spent a lot of time resting, and then we spent a lot of time just kind of spoiling each other with good food and good music and relaxing. And we would do all those things that would help fill your cup, get you the things that you need in your life. But most of the time we would spend the time reflecting and revisiting goals, checking in on each other to make sure we're heading in the right direction, is still what we wanted to do, and then recommitting to ourselves once we've decided what our goals were.
And figure out what are the next steps that we need to take to actually better ourselves.
So when we came back from those retreats, not only were we rested, we were gung-ho, ready to go, because we felt united in our efforts.
So who wouldn't be re-energized after coming back from a big picture retreat on an island? But then it required action after we received inspiration and are looking forward to making some changes. There was support that was needed.
Our next tip that we wanted to discuss was having each other's back.
Yes.
There's only a few times you get an opportunity to really show your spouse your commitment, your love, and your devotion, and those opportunities you need to deliver.
Yeah, I think as we were coming back from those big picture retreats and looking to maybe implement some changes, it's important to move forward as a couple. And so some of those changes required, leaving jobs, starting new businesses. And certainly it's better to do it as a couple and have each other's back versus one person feeling something and the other person not supporting.
Right. One experience I wanted to share was after playing in the Arena Football League, I would moved our family to San Diego and was getting everything set up. And I was out there getting ready to start law school and needed to find a job. So I was out looking for a job. While driving around, I got into a car accident, and it was a head-on collision. I went through the windshield. The driver I hit was okay, no injuries as well, but both cars totaled. I called up Geraldine. I told her our only car that we had for getting around in San Diego was now totaled, and I was feeling pretty down. And very sorry to give her that message. We were just a young couple starting out, not many resources, and to lose a car was devastating. And so I went home and then decided, man, I need to go for a walk. And so I went down to Solana Beach and started walking along the shoreline.
I was back in Utah when he called, and I could hear the need for support on the other line. And I knew at that moment that I needed to buy a plane ticket. So I bought a ticket from Salt Lake City to San Diego, and within the next hour I was at the airport. My mom had picked me up, and I asked her, hey, do you know where Alema is? And she's like, I think he went for a walk. And so the only place I could think of that he'd want to be would be on the beach. So I headed down to the same beach that he was actually taking his walk.
And I was actually returning back from my walk, and I saw out in the distance someone that kind of looked like Geraldine. And as I got closer, I said, man, wouldn't that be nice if that was Geraldine? But I knew Geraldine could be Geraldine. Geraldine was in Utah. Right. There is no way she could be walking on this beach. So I thought it was a nice spot. I said, boy, that's really nice that someone looks like Geraldine. And started getting closer and closer. And then it was Geraldine.
Yes, it was a scene straight out from Here to Eternity. I think both of us, embraced each other. We fell to the sand, and I don't know if we were rolling in the water, but we certainly were so grateful that we were there for each other. And those are the times that making that little extra effort makes all the difference. We are so glad that you joined us for part 2 of our marriage series. Today we talked about dating and how it can enhance your marriage. One of the takeaways would be, have you not paid your electricity bill? Meaning, make sure to prioritize dating. Yearly retreats was also a big thing for Alema and I, and then also having each other's back.
If you like what you've heard, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you in the next video.
Manuia.